one of the main ways we lose energy is through incoherent or erratic breathing. So, for example, if someone becomes frustrated or stressed, their breathing tends to become a series of mini breath holds, or what's called a glottic stop in your breathing. And the same is true of emotions like panic or anxiety or anger. These all involve a different type of disordered breathing. So when your breathing is chaotic, what tends to happen is the energy your heart generates is also chaotic. When we perceive a threat, which is usually subliminally, we'll react and instantly create a chaotic, erratic heart rate variability signal. And this is where we start to leak energy. These chaotic signals influence other body systems, and you can start to leak significant amounts of energy, and the cortex or clever part of your brain starts to shut down because your body's thinking that you're in that threat response, that survival mechanism kicks in. So the human brain is constantly getting signals from all the bodily systems, but particularly the heart via the vagus nerve. And when we're under pressure, the heart rate variability becomes super chaotic, which causes cortical inhibition, and the frontal lobes of the brain shut down. And Dr. Alan Watkins calls this a do-it-yourself lobotomy. Most of us don't even realise that we're doing it. So there's all this electrical energy that is happening in our heart that's sending all these signals to the brain, and it starts with our breathing. So when we control our breathing, and we can do this skillfully, we generate a coherent heart rate variability signal, and you can see that on the image here. And if we can do that, we'll waste less energy, we'll burn less fuel, and we'll stop flooding our body with excessive amounts of cortisol or other breakdown hormones. Now, coherence facilitates access to your cortex. The prefrontal cortex there is that clever part of the brain. The three most important aspects of our breath that we can control are rhythm, smoothness, and location of attention. So first we need to control the rhythm of our breathing. So there's a fixed ratio between the in-breath and the out-breath. So for example, you might decide to breathe in for the count of 3 or 4 and out for the count of 3 or 4, or whatever count works for you. And some of you might have learnt this through something like martial arts or yoga practices. And all that matters is that whatever ratio you choose, you maintain that consistently. And the second step is the smoothness of your breath, which means an even flow or volume of breath going in and out of your lungs per second. Now, some people breathe in a staccato fashion, but coherence requires a smooth rhythm. And the third step of coherent breathing is the location of attention. It's important to focus your attention on the heart area or center of your chest. Now, when we're angry or stressed, our heart rate variability is chaotic and our mind gets scrambled. So focusing on breathing through the center of the chest helps us to get out of our head and drop into the body. Plus, shifting our attention to the area around the heart makes it more likely that we'll drift into a positive emotional state, because the heart is where human beings experience most of their emotions. So I'm going to take you through this skill now, and I'm going to get you to practice with me. But before we do that, I want you just to check in with how you're feeling right now. So using your self-awareness, just notice how you're feeling right now. Noticing whether you've got any tension in your body anywhere. Just notice how you're feeling right now and do a little check-in. And then we're going to practice this new breathing technique. So the breathing technique requires you to breathe rhythmically and evenly and through the heart area every day. So just start to practice that now. Do that with me. And some of you might be able to do that very well just by reading those words, memorizing them so that each one of those letters stands for something important, and you can breathe rhythmically and evenly through the heart area every day. So get the rhythm right for you. What does that rhythm and smoothness look like? Smooth and even breaths going in through the heart area. Now, others of you might benefit from a visual cue like I've just put up here. So you can see a set of lungs breathing in. What I'd like you to do, if that works better for you, just breathe in and out with that image. So you're breathing rhythmically and evenly and through the heart area, and allowing your breathing to get into rhythm with the visual cue there. And we're going to do this for just about a minute. So start that now. So notice how you're feeling now, just after a minute or so of that breathing. Does your physiology feel different? Do you feel more relaxed by any chance? And this was just 1 minute. So imagine if you did this skill daily for several minutes and then could activate that skill when you feel yourself escalating. When impatience or frustration begins, you breathe rhythmically and evenly and through the heart area instead. Now, I practiced this recently before being on stage in front of 300 business leaders, and it really helped to settle me. And it's a great way to practice this through at the end of the day, just before you go off to sleep even. It's a really good practice to do it then. Now this is not a new technique. Most people know about it. They just don't do it, or they don't understand the power of it or the science behind it. Now, we don't have time today to run you through the other 3 VUCA skills, but we do run half-day workshops on these skills where we can take you through a range of the skills in a lot more depth than I can cover here. There's a couple of them little listed there. And we've also got a workshop suitable for staff to help them stay performing under pressure. So get in touch with us if you're interested to find out more about those.